homeowners, it's not a question of if, but when the next hurricane will come. No matter what Florida weather has in store, StormSmart has products that protect every opening of your home while improving the look, feel, and function. From durable aluminum shutters, high-impact windows and doors, to our innovative storm catcher screens, products that enhance the beauty of your home and keep your family safe. Because smart is complete hurricane protection, and smart is peace of mind. Call StormSmart today for your free in-home consultation.
When your power goes out, remember just how inconvenient your life can be. No lights, no refrigeration, no heating or cooling, no electronics. But with a Generac home standby generator, you'll have power when you need it. Our Generac generators automatically provide backup power after sensing a power outage, so your life goes on uninterrupted. Get a free 10-year warranty with the purchase of any air-cooled generator. Call Generac Generators today. Generac Generators. Life is primitive without power.
We've got some clouds out there, even a couple of sprinkles as another front rolls through the area. Most of us wake up to sunshine and then very warm temperatures in the afternoon. Our temperatures, they're going up and they're staying up. Really nice forecast, especially if you're planning on going to the beach or the pool. Rain chances very slim. Another beautiful day in store. It's going to bring us a very high chance of storms. Some isolated showers across the area. Mother Nature likes to remind us that it isn't set by a calendar. We're always on it for you just in case things begin to pop.
Streaming from the ABC Action Weather Center in Studio A. This is Dennis Phillips Live. Sponsored by StormSmart. Protect every opening of your home with StormSmart. And by Generac Generators. Life is primitive without power.
How you doing, everybody? It is mic's on. It is a Thursday night edition of Dennis Phillips Live. I'm just kind of going through the process of trying to time stuff out as we approach July 1 and we start having the show on broadcast TV. Still not sure about the channels yet, other than it's going to be 66 on OTA, which is your antennas, HD antenna. You can get them at Walmart. You can get on Amazon. They're like 20 bucks. If you decide to go the Tablo route, which is like a cable box, you have all of the OTA channels. All of them are in the air, 50, 60 of them. And they all show up in a guide like you're maybe used to in an old cable box. And you can also use your DVR on that. So those are something that are available out there as well. But that starts July 1. So, I think just like a little behind the scenes stuff, what we're doing is, because I'm going to run everything right here. So the way that it's going to work is we'll run our open at about 7:28:15. So that'll show up on Facebook, show up on streaming, the app, whatever. And then that'll end directly at 7:30, when at that point we have a 5 or 10 second show open, like a regular TV show, and then we come out to us. There will still be interaction on the computer, your comments. You guys are still a massive part of the show, in my mind, the biggest part of the show, because this is your show. That's how this started. Conversations 20 years, literally 20 years ago, like back when Hurricane Charlie was around, and we were using the old software that you could use to go live on and use the chat modules on that particular software. I think that was Procaster that we used back in the day. And then Facebook started doing it itself, and we started using that because it's obviously a bigger draw, bigger reach, more people out there. And anyway, so we'll be having our commercials. So, I'll do about 9 minutes of DPL. Hit this button right here. That'll go to commercial for TV. We'll still be here. Then there'll be a monitor over here with a countdown. And the countdown goes from however long the commercial break is, and when it's at 0, they're then back to us who are still here if you're with us on Facebook or Instagram. And then we do another song and dance and pony show for another 7 or 8 minutes. And then I hit the button again, then we do another commercial break, and then I do the countdown here. So let's be honest. Do I really think that this is actually going to work and I'm not going to look really foolish with things blowing up all over the place? I have no doubt I will. But as long as we can laugh at ourselves, it'll be okay. So we'll see how it goes. That's starting July 1st, Monday through Friday. And even when I'm off, and here is something else. So in the past, like I'm off next week. I'm going, the family's taking our summer vacation. So if I was off, we'd have no DPL. Oh, no, that's not how it goes, because it's going to be on regular television. So there will be DPL, except it will be GDL. I believe it will be Greg D live on that week that I'm off. Possibly ABL, Allie Blake live, or maybe JAL, Jason Adams live, or maybe SRL, Shay Ryan live. And trust me, they are so excited to do it. They're just besides themselves with excitement of trying to learn all we're doing right here, because it might look, I don't want to say easy, and it certainly doesn't look polished. You guys know I'll just get up and go get my band button because I forgot it. But there is no doubt that our crack weather staff, all talented professionals, are more than capable of handling this 30-minute show, technically and weather-wise. But I still think they're like, oh, man, we really got to do this. So anyway, that's what's happening. Hey, how you guys doing? We've not done our hellos. Steve in Clearwater, how you doing? Leanne in Maine, good to see you. Oops, I clicked on you. I got to go back because then I won't get everybody else. Denise, how are you? Good to see you. We have got, let's scroll up. Lauren in Parrish. Howdy to you, Ann. St. Pete's in the house, Mary Ellen. So my son Josh was on his way to St. Pete to play softball tonight. And I called him like, dude, it's not going to happen. You're just not going to play. So he literally turned around. But, you know, that's always dangerous because it could be pouring across the street and not at the softball field. But I'm pretty sure they got rained out. Deb in Punta Gorda, how are you? Marianne in Clearwater. Norris, how are you? Good to see you. July 1st is Mary's birthday. So we will be wishing her a happy birthday on our debut on broadcast on DPL. Winter Haven's in the house with Jane. Michael in Dunedin. Heard there was some damage in Dunedin, an Ace Hardware. Apparently there was a roof from a garden area blew off of the Ace Hardware and ended up on a house behind the Ace Hardware. That's what I've heard from our sources that be. Francis, how you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Jill, good to see you. Fairfields, Ohio's in the house with Linda. Newport Richie's in the house. Carrie, is Ryan going to do the music again? Ren, Ryan is a very busy girl, a very busy 10-year-old, but I think I should have her on the show at some point to do opening music, because you're right, that was COVID. You know, back when we had COVID and I was at my house doing the weather from my house, Ryan had her piano and she's like, do, 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 do. You know, she was kind of the Paul Schaefer for David Letterman, and, you know, the Roots for Jimmy Fallon, and, you know, the musical accompaniment folks for the talk show host. I don't think of myself as a talk show host, but that's kind of what this is with the interaction that's going on with everybody. So anyway, how you doing, Melissa in Fort Myers? So I was going to tell you something. I can't remember what it was. I lost it. It was about Ryan, but I cannot remember. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump in and do a little bit of weather, since it is a weather chat, supposedly, allegedly. And then we're going to talk about, thank you very much, Brenda, for the Happy Father's Day wishes. I appreciate it. Yeah, it would be cool if Ryan could do the music. That's an interesting thought. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Did I tell you guys about this? I don't think I've told you about this. This is a big deal, okay? We are going to have a DPL night at the Clearwater Threshers game on July 24th. I have not told you guys that. I'm sure I have not told you guys that. So, the Clearwater Threshers game, July 24th, I'll be throwing out the first pitch. Ryan will be singing the national anthem. We're going to have an area over by the Tiki area where the Crooked Thumb will have rule number 7 available for consumption right there. And it's going to be a meet and greet as well. So I'm also doing a meet and greet at Lucan's a week from Sunday, a week from this Sunday from 3 to 5 in Dunedin. So doing a meet and greet there, 3 to 5, Lucan's, yep. But Clearwater Threshers, July 24th, first pitch, Ryan sings it. I'm so excited for Ryan to sing the national anthem. I am, because That's a hard song to sing. How many of us have been at games, you know, professional games, minor league games, whatever, trying to sing the national anthem? We're like, we can't even get near it. So yeah, Ryan is going to be doing that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, I'm frozen. Looks like I'm frozen on this. Wait a minute. Stand by. Hopefully you guys saw that, because I was frozen, but I'm not getting any other comments from you guys. Let me make sure that you guys saw anything that I just talked about. Because if you didn't, I got to say it again. Wait a minute. I'm definitely freezing on this. So our internet connection is bad today. See, boy, and isn't this an interesting thing that happens? Yeah, hold on. I'm not seeing, I'm going to hit close and reopen it, because I don't know if you guys are able to see me or not. Okay, you guys say you're not frozen. Okay, I'm frozen on my internet. So my internet's frozen. All right, that's good. So anyway, so that's what's going to happen. Comments haven't been loading. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, well anyway, July 24th, Clearwater Threshers at the field right there on 19 and Drew. First pitch, Ryan singing the national anthem, meet and greet, rule number 7 will be there. It's going to be a blast. So everybody come on out. It's going to be a big old party. So everybody who's been here, I expect to see all your faces. And I know there were a few that I saw at Crooked Thumb, quite a few, but we want to make it even more at the Clearwater Threshers game. That is going to be a blast. All right, yeah, you guys did hear it. Okay, cool. All right, let's get back to weather. So, and then we're going to talk about the Google AI, which has been the hot topic of conversation today on a lot of meteorologist pages. And we'll talk about it because it's not very different from the Euro AI in terms of what the philosophy is. Okay? Yeah, definitely. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, thank you, Sandy. Appreciate it. All stars go to Children's Miracle Network. And I got one other thing going. Shocker there. One other thing going on. Apparently, with our new relationship with the Tampa Bay Lightning, there's conversations going on that we're going to have some rule number 7 stuff at Amalie coming up, where the fundraiser, the charity, the charitable stuff goes to, the different charities and whatnot, because I know the Vinnick Foundation has their charity. We obviously have ours with rule number 7. ABC, our station here, has one with their Gives program. So all of this is coming together. So apparently that is in the works as well. We will be having meetings with other people, This is totally new stuff for me. I don't even know what to think about all this stuff. But yeah, that's going to be happening very soon. So when the Lightning start their new season, there's a good chance there will be some rule number 7 stuff there as well. All right, let's get back to what we're talking about for the 3rd time. Let us talk about it. All right, so there's the rain that came through. Man, it was coming down. We were looking at the clouds that came in around 6 o'clock. In fact, let's go ahead and go back and look at it. The Rays game Monday night, scattered. Dora, we are in the rainy season now. But honestly, I think that probably means more scattered Monday and Tuesday. There's definitely going to be some out there, but not nearly as much as, maybe what we might have seen the last couple of days. So look, this started, first of all, we had some decent rains from Clearwater. This was offshore of Pasco County about 4:30. But then you got this area that was beginning to develop, right? And then started to get going. Around 5:30, started to get going. And then it started crossing the bay. Then it expanded and elongated a little bit. But the leading edge right there in Dunedin, when we were hearing about a little bit of damage there, and a couple of trees down I heard, maybe a telephone pole. That was the word I was getting from some of our weather watchers. And then it came in. So this was at about 6:30. And my son's softball game was supposed to be right there. So yeah, I don't think that happened. Don't think the softball game happened. And then it continues to move to the west, and now we have what's called stratiform rain that's just kind of lingering across the area. Nothing particularly, certainly nothing severe, just some rain. Some light to moderate rain falling from Clearwater to Feather Sound up to Tarpon, Palm Harbor, Holiday, over toward Carrollwood, picking up a little bit heavier stuff there. Progress Village over to Bloomingdale, Gibsonton, back toward Fishhawk, Apollo Beach, Ruskin. So there it is. Rainfall totals. Bloop, bloop. All right. So let's call this back up again. Rainfall totals in the last 6 hours, let's say. Well, it looks the same, so let's do 3 hours. Rainfall totals in the last 3 hours. Largo, the Largo bubble, got 1.5 inches of rain. It's an area over the Gandy, 2.5 inches of rain. Oldsmar, Safety Harbor, nearly 2 inches of rain. There's Oldsmar, nearly 2 inches of rain. Ruskin, close to 4 inches of rain. And yet, look at the little area from Indian Rocks, Reddington Shores, Madeira. I mean, this will be updated soon, so I'm sure there'll be some more, but not nearly as much as some of the other areas got. Pasco County, how about that? Hudson picked up nearly 2 inches of rain. So we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Bowling Green over to Bartow. So the new drought numbers came in, but they're not updated. This did not update. In fact, I'm not sure why it did not update. That might be a thing. I'm going to have to ask Greg about that. Greg is our graphics guru. Greg is absolutely, positively, Greg and Jason are both the graphics gurus here. It's a good thing we have graphics gurus because that is not me. Drought will be ending soon if we continue with this, Ryan, no doubt. Beth got 2 inches of rain in Dunedin. Kelly, thank you very much for the stars. Again, all stars go to Children's Miracle Network. All right, let's keep going. Right now, temperatures in the 70s after the rains that we had. Oh, hey, is that a rainbow? Stand by. Wait a minute. Let me take that graphic out. Hey, look at the rainbow. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to share this on Facebook right now. Hold on, I'm sharing this. Rainbow, looking out over our tower cam, or over our Rivergate tower cam. See, I can post on social while we're live on social. Isn't America great? All right, anyway, Twitter, there you go, put that on there, and publish. All right, so there it is. 78 rain right now in Tampa. Today was a day that was exactly as it should be. We hit 91, the normal is 91. We dropped down to 75, the normal is 75. Let's see if we got any rain. I've not looked at this number yet. Nope, officially no rain at the airport. According to this, I don't know if this has been updated yet, but that doesn't seem right to me. We'll have to check that out. These are new graphics, and in these new graphics, we have to kind of troubleshoot stuff as we go. They're still looking at that southeast flow. So here's our forecast. So Friday, Saturday, and Father's Day, dry in the morning. Now, look at the rain offshore. So if you're taking a boat out tomorrow in the morning, if you go maybe 25 miles offshore, you might run into a little bit of rain. But I think it stays offshore. So there's the morning, partly sunny and warm. But in the afternoon, there's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. They start just like today, and it all moves to the west-northwest. So no changes in terms of the timing. Now, the changes, rain chances daily, so many variables come into play, specifically how much moisture there is to work with, right? So when you're looking at a forecast, it boils down to 2 things more often than not in Florida in the summertime: the direction the wind's blowing and how much moisture there is to work with. Those are really the 2 big things. Southeast wind brings the rain to our coast. Southwest wind pushes the rain to the other coast. How much, there's a value known as PW, precipitable water. And if that PW is over 2 inches, the atmosphere is really juiced and you're going to get a good bit of rain. If the PW is less than 1.25 inches, usually you get less and more isolated rain. So the PWs will be dropping this weekend. And I think that means a little bit less rain coming up Father's Day into early next week. And sometimes Saharan dust is one of the things that goes on. It's the same, Carol, that graphic is the exact same. Wait a minute. Sarah, what'd you get your tickets for? Oh, wait a minute. Did you just get your tickets for the July 24th game? Hold on. I want to know right now. Did you just buy tickets for the Rule Number 7 night at the Threshers game? Because if Sarah said she just got her tickets, my assumption is those are probably the tickets that you're looking at. Asham/Emily, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for the stars. Appreciate it. Again, all stars go to Children's Miracle Network. Sean DeChapa. Alex, how you doing? Bridget, African Sands, yes, for Father's Day. Oh, so wait a minute. You're telling me that it was a Father's Day present? I'm confused. Lisa, you got your tickets too. All right, I'm going to text their general manager. Well, he's on vacation right now. I'm going to text him anyway. Hold on. Stand by. So, wait a minute. Okay, we're selling. Hold on. He's on vacation, but I'm going to bother him anyway. Selling ticks on DPL for the 24th. They're selling like hotcakes. Okay. All right, that was it. Anyway, the 24th, like I said, I'm with you. I can't wait to see Ryan sing the national anthem. I cannot wait. That's going to be, that's a nerve-wracking thing to do. Oh, which game was postponed? Which game was postponed? Oh, the Threshers game? Oh, it is. Okay, so yeah, it was that Father's Day gift, Sarah. Well, that's pretty cool. That is very cool. Nice. Yeah, that'll be fun. Carrie hooked me up with tickets. I don't think I get tickets. Can we get meet and greet tickets? Yes. All right, we're going back. I'll go back to this again. It is absolutely positively a meet and greet. Here's the way it's going to play out. I throw out the first pitch. Ryan sings the national anthem. And then we pick up and go over to the area and off of left field near the Latiki area where they will have Rule Number 7 set up. And there will be Rule Number 7, either cans or draft, available there. And I'm going to be there for selfies, for autographs, for chit-chat, for what. Everybody should bring a lawn chair. And like we always say, we could just all sit there and sit around like we always say this chat is a bunch of people hanging around on a lawn chair. But you can't bring lawn chairs. But there'll be chairs there anyway. So come on out and we'll have a good time and watch some baseball. And it'll be fun. Ryan will be there with me, so you can meet her too. So it will be a blast. Yeah, she is calm when she performs, Nancy. She does not get nervous. She does not. I mean, it's kind of crazy. She really doesn't. So anyway, that'll be fun. So that's July 24th, the Threshers at home. Tickets are now on sale. I don't even think their GM knows that I'm doing this. I didn't even know I was going to do it. But they are now on sale. Come on out and let's get a lot of people out there. It'll be a blast. Thank you, Jill. Again, all stars go to Children's Miracle Network. All right, so there's the rain. Father's Day again, sunny in the morning, sunny in the early afternoon, and then watch out for some scattered afternoon and evening storms. July 24th, Bridget, I think, is that a Thursday night? Boy, I hope I gave you the right date. If I gave you the wrong date, then let me see. Yep, it's the right date. It's a Thursday night. It is a Thursday night, the 24th. Well, thank you, Debbie. I would be really nervous. She will not be nervous. I'm telling you, it's crazy. And then again, she's never sung the national anthem before. She sang it for the first time when I recorded her for it, and I sent it to them. They're like, "Yeah, we'll take her." And I know it's gonna be fun. And then I'll get to meet everybody. So everybody come out. It'll be a blast. All right. So anyway. High temperatures in the low 90s. Tropics remain quiet. The GFS continues to spin up a hurricane. At some point, it's going to be right. But the GFS now has been predicting a hurricane in the Gulf for the last 3 weeks. Matter of fact, 3 or 4 days ago was the first day we were supposed to get our Cat 4 here in Tampa if the GFS had been correct, and it's still doing it. I will tell you, I think I have noticed fewer people posting the long-range GFS. So maybe my rants might have done a little bit of good because, or the people finally realized, man, I just hate being wrong. So why am I going to continue to post this nonsense when it's going to be wrong more often than not? I hope so. Yeah, game starts at 6:30, but you should be there probably by 6 because we're going to do first pitch and national anthem probably just before then. It is a hard song to sing, Ryan. It is. All right, so anyway, there's your forecast tonight. A few lingering showers. Water temperature in the Gulf now at Clearwater, 86 degrees. Southeast winds continue tomorrow at 10 to 15 knots. Your sunrise, 6:33. Your sunset, 8:27. There's your beach forecast for tomorrow. Partly cloudy, a few scattered storms. DPL Monopoly. Not even sure what that is, Kim. Rob, how you doing, my friend? And there's the 7-day. So I do think coverage will still be solid tomorrow and Saturday. I think it'll be lower on Father's Day and into next week. All right, now I want to show you something. This is what we were talking about. Let's go ahead and jump to the models real quick because streamers are out in 4 minutes. We'll show you, before we talk briefly about the AI stuff, all right? Here is a look at the GFS, and the GFS has typical summer stuff. It does have a little development in the southwestern Gulf. That's a possibility toward the end of next week, I will actually admit. And then you've got it developing a hurricane and going into the Gulf. What else is new? That's 2 weeks out. So there that is. Now, let's look at the Euro, which shows none of that. Just high pressure, just traditional summertime stuff. And it does show a little bit of moisture pooling in the western Gulf, which could very well be that same wave, not the tropical system. Here's a look at the GFS in the tropics, and you see, look down in the Caribbean, goes across the Yucatan, and there's a possibility that could happen, but it's certainly no threat. And then 10, 12, 13 days down the road, the GFS does exactly what the GFS does and develops a tropical storm or a hurricane and moves it in. All right? This is the updated one, and it does show, from the Climate Prediction Center, it does show little potential development out there from June 18th to the 24th. So it does. There's a slight chance there. But then nothing the following week. All right, hurricane season, all quiet, nothing going on. All right, let's talk about the Euro AI, okay? So if you remember us talking about the Google AI, if you remember us talking about the Euro AI, ever since last year, again, what it does is it just has a gazillion calculations from previous hurricane years, the Euro AI dating back to the 40s, and throws it all together in the way that AI can do so and analyzes all these storms and tries to find a comparison to the current situation to what happened in the past, right? We've talked about this many times. Well, the new Google AI is exactly the same thing, all right? I think it's called Google DeepMind, isn't it? I believe that's what it is. And it is the exact same setup. The difference is they have taken the data from 5,000, give or take, hurricanes and tropical storms dating back to the 80s, all right? And they throw it all together in their computer, along with whatever other data they're using in their supercomputers, and they created similar to an analog, whereas we look at long-range predictions and say, okay, this year is setting up like it was in 2003, and we look at 2003 and we say it's similar, so maybe the long-range predictions are the same. Well, the AI is doing the exact same thing, but for a short-term forecast in terms of an actual hurricane prediction. It'll throw out 50-some-odd solutions, like an ensemble, and you average it together and get the most likely track. And it's done very, very well in its infancy, and it's now available to the public, all right? So anyway, I'm going to continue, but streamers, Thanks for watching. I'm off next week, but I'll be back the following week on Dennis Phillips Live. All right, so I was going to tell the streamers that I might be going live from my vacation as well if I can get a signal next week, because I've done that in the past. I've tried to go live from cruise ships before, and I could never really get a good signal, but I'm hoping that I can this time because it's fun. I mean, there was a water spout offshore, and I was looking at it from my deck, and I wanted to go live and show it, but I just could not get a good streaming signal for any kind of a Facebook Live. So anyway, I'm hoping that I can do that next year because we're doing another cruise. The family is we're leaving early next week. Not the whole family, because some kids can't get off work now. Doesn't that stink? You know, back when your kids are younger, you're just like, hey guys, let's get in the car and go. And then everybody goes, and you don't have any, you have bickering, but you don't have any arguments. They can't say no, right? Well, you know, when now somebody's got to work, somebody's already traveling, you know, somebody can't make it back, another person has to work. It's sad. It is. It's a bummer because, you know, family vacations are the greatest. Cruise, Mary, I should have invited Cruise Mike. Yeah, Bridget, I will not drop my phone in the water like I did last time. Oh, I should have. I should have invited Cruise Mike. That would have been hysterical. All right, and I think this cruise, we do the one out of Tampa. We go on the Margaritaville. Look, everybody's really opinionated on cruises. I go and look at like websites and groups and whatnot. People are really opinionated. Well, people are opinionated about everything, I guess, right? But they're really opinionated about cruises. And some people just think some lines are awesome and they hate the other ones and vice versa. And I'm not like that. I'm like, look, if I'm going on a cruise, what's the downside? Unless you get sick, which has happened to me before. It happened to me several years ago, and it was really terrible, really terrible. But I mean, I've been on all the different cruise lines, and I went on the maiden voyage of Margaritaville last year, and I had a blast, And I can tell you in terms of price, it's a lot less expensive than some of the other cruise lines. I mean, I'm not giving a preference one or the other, but I'm just saying what I thought in terms of the bang for the buck kind of a thing, you know, but everybody has different things that they like. Some people like really bougie stuff. Some people like, you know, different kinds of things. So I get it, and everybody's going to have their personal favorite, but I don't know. I went on it before, and I had a blast. And as a matter of fact, Wendy went on one last week. Same thing. No, this past week. Well, this past week, yeah. So she's back now. I haven't talked to her. But anyway, that's what we're doing. So hopefully we'll have Wi-Fi that's streaming fast enough that we'll be able to do some Facebook Lives and some DPLs from the ship, because I think that would actually be really fun. Okay, so, you know, Nancy asked an interesting question. Is September a good time to go on a cruise? It is. I'll tell you why. Because the rates are the cheapest of any month in September, because people are thinking, oh man, I'm not going to go on a cruise, there's hurricanes. If there's a hurricane, they go around them. They steer in the opposite direction. The only time it's an issue is if a hurricane is at that port, and then they close the port and you can't leave or you can't get back. But otherwise, I fully endorse people going on cruises in September because it's way cheaper. Like, I think all the cruise lines are way, way cheaper. Okay. Yeah, Kathy, I don't know. Like I said, I'll let you know how it is, but I went before. Hey, Anita, how you doing? And we had a blast. We had an absolute blast. Okay, let's see. So yeah, I will try to do that next week if indeed I can get a good enough signal. Yeah, I went on a cruise line. It was not Margaritaville. I'm not going to say which one, but our entire family got norovirus, and it was awful. Worst experience. I mean, so I do recommend for people to go on cruises, wash your hands often, like a lot. Because we did. We got norovirus, and it was, and then we ran into an issue because the cruise line, how can you prove that you got norovirus? Well, you really want me to show you? It was awful. So if you're a cruiser, are you thinking about going on a cruise where, regardless of what cruise line you go on, I strongly suggest carrying hand sanitizer with you at all times and wash and wash and wash, because it is really like the worst thing ever if you get norovirus. And I did. And I will tell you, I'm not going to go back on that cruise line again. I'm not going to say which one. But it wasn't because I didn't have fun, because it was they have great ships. It's because they didn't believe that I had norovirus. I'm like, guys, come to the room. You know, whatever. Anyway, all right. So back to what we're talking about with the Google AI. So this year it is available to you, to everybody. So I posted the story on my Facebook page. You can click on the story and it will have the link, and it allows you to show, because I'll show you kind of what the story shows here. I should call Cruise Mike. That would be funny. I'm eating gummy bears now. I don't know why. I just had a gummy bear here and it just looked good. I had to eat it. So if you look at it, it did a really great job with Helene and Milton. Not so much with intensity. Didn't do great with intensity, but did great with track. So this is the story that is on, and it kind of talks a little bit about it. So if you're interested, you can read the story, and it's something that we're going to be watching closely in this upcoming hurricane season. Charlene, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, I hear you, Cheryl. Yeah, it just, you know, I honestly believe, and this is just me, but I honestly believe that if you're, you know, careful and you wash your hands a lot and you use hand sanitizer, you'll be fine. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I mean, and I guess I wasn't when I got it, because it started with my daughter and then went from my daughter to my son, to my wife, to me, to my other son. I mean, it was just an absolute debacle. So, and we told ourselves we weren't going to cruise anymore after that. But then after a year, you're kind of like, you know what? I think I should. But like I said, I'll repeat what I said before. You know, we went on Margaritaville last year, had a great time. It was the inaugural trip out of Tampa, and really did, had a blast. And a lot of local people, a lot of Tampa folks in there. So it was even more fun because I, you know, got to chit chat with a lot of folks who were either watching on DPL or followed on Facebook, and I had a really good time. So anyway, that's what I'm doing next week. And hopefully I can get a strong enough Wi-Fi signal to maybe stream a little bit there. All right, so let's see. I think that is about it. Does anybody have any questions about the forecast? Yeah, that's what happened, Jay Marshall. It was in the cabin, and then you said there's just no way around it, right? I think we're pretty good. Again, July 24th, DPL night at the Clearwater Threshers. Come on out. Tickets are now available, apparently, because some of you guys have already been buying them. And like I said, I'll also be at Lucan's for a meet and greet in Dunedin a week from Sunday from 3 to 5. Same kind of thing like we did last year. So I love it because it gives me a chance to meet all the folks, and you know, we try to stagger it through the summer so there's more opportunities to meet people as opposed to just one time when I know a lot of people are busy. I mean, we're all busy, right? And getting a weekend free can be challenging. So we try to have several meet and greets through the summer to give it another opportunity. Let's take one more look at radar. One more quick look at radar here. And see what's going on. I think we're about over with that. I'm going to watch the hockey game. I'm going to watch the Panthers take on the Oilers. My monitor is still frozen. No idea why, but it is. It must be our internet here. But that's got to be fixed. Now all I keep thinking, yeah, there's still some rain across inland areas. Now all I keep thinking about is, I don't think I'll be dancing with Finley, Vivian. Although I know Finley. Oh, I don't know him, but I mean, every time I'm there, we talk. Well, we don't really talk because Finley doesn't talk, but you know, he talks as he talks. He's great. He's a great mascot. But yeah, I don't think I'll be dancing with Finley. Don't think it's going to happen. Now Ryan would. Let Ryan get up there on the dugout like he gets? Absolutely. So anyway, Greg will be in for me starting tomorrow. I don't know if he's going to do a DPL next week or not. I kind of think not. I haven't trained him on how to use all this stuff yet. So this might be my last week where I have a week off, because starting the following week, we are all in Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 8 o'clock on streaming, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Channel 66, which probably I'm hearing will end up Channel 17 on Spectrum. Not 100% positive about that. Don't hold me to it. But I'm hearing rumblings that maybe that's the way it plays out, because right now the Ion station is Channel 17 on Spectrum. So we'll see if 66 replaces it. But see, I don't think it will when the Lightning games are on, because we are now live carrying all Lightning games, preseason, regular season, first round of the playoffs. And I seriously doubt that those would be available for free on Spectrum. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know, but I'm just, trying to figure it out, thinking it doesn't seem likely, because, we're carrying the rights of it. So why would Spectrum get to do it for free unless that's part of the business deal? I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't know. I'm just relaying what I've heard. So you guys have a great night, and I will be updating. Of course, you know me. I'll be updating all the time, giving you updates from wherever I am, and I'll be back the following Tuesday. I'm actually doing another meet and greet the Monday, the 23rd in Newport Richey. I remember I did the magazine cover, the Newport Richey Lifestyle magazine, I think it was. And there's a meet and greet and a fundraiser on that Monday at a location in Trinity, I think. But I will post that as well. But that's a meet and greet on Monday, June 23rd. And then the meet and greet on July 24th at the Threshers game. And then the meet and greet on the day before the 23rd, so on the 22nd at Lucan's. Man, that's a lot of meet and greets. Holy cow. Anyway, you guys have a great night, and I will see. Wait a minute. Boy. Well, it's over, so I'm not going to ban somebody, but it got hidden automatically. Yeah, actually, I am going to do it. Just for the sake of it, I'm going to ban, because they got political, and it's just, I'm not doing it. I don't do politics. Banned. So anyway, whoever that was, they're gone, because I did. You guys didn't see it because their comment was hidden because they were cursing, and it automatically filters that out as it is, but I'm not going to do it. So I ended it on a ban. How about that? So you guys have a great night, and I will see you on our next edition of Dennis Phillips Live. See you guys.